Hi, I'm Lacey Filipich and today's Wednesday and it's the Mumpreneurs Business of the Week profile, and I'm here to tell you a little bit about why I do what I do and why I love what I do. And really the big thing for me is the answer to this one question, and I want you to think about this from your perspective. What if you made great financial decisions from the very start of life? What if you didn't stuff up very much? Or what if when you made mistakes, you understood them and you learned from them and they didn't happen again? What if from say 18 years old, you made great financial choices? What would happen? Well, in my experience, and I'm a living example, you become financially independent in your mid-30s. So by starting early and making smart decisions, avoiding bad debt, taking on only good debt, buying investments, paying down any of the good debt I had, and investing for yield, investing for rent and for dividends, I've ended up that I can choose when and where I work. And if I don't make money from my business, it's no problem because I get money from my investments. Now, I'm the living example of that, and I didn't have an easy start. I was raised in what was effectively a single parent family from the time I was 8 and my sister was 6. My father didn't pay much in the way of child support at all, really. So my mum was earning 30 grand a year to support 2 kids. Now, some of you on here probably can relate to that story, having young children. You have to be the breadwinner and the primary parent, and so you just feel torn every which way, and money usually is something that gets sacrificed because you want to spend the time with your kids and do the right thing by them. And that's certainly what my mother went through. So through her whole 40s, she really couldn't put much aside. She couldn't invest in anything until she got into her late 40s, and I was a teenager, and Megan was only a couple of years behind me. I think I was about sort of 17, and Megan was 15 at the time when Mum started getting into investing. And as she started to learn about investing, she taught me. Now, she taught me as I started to earn, and I had gone to a private high school on a scholarship. I didn't have money, but all of a sudden I was 12 years old with all these people that had a lot of money, more than they needed, and they treated money with probably a little disrespect in some cases. And it was eye-opening for me, and I thought, oh, gee, I can see what money does. You know, it gives you lots of choices. And so from the age of 14, I never worked less than 12 hours a week. I saved 50% of everything I earned. On holidays, I'd work 30 hours a week, and I did that all through high school. And when I was 19, in my second year of uni, I had a big chunk of cash, and Mum had been talking to me about investing, and she said, Lacey, that could go on a deposit of an apartment, you know, rather than buying a car, which is what my original intent was. And I thought, oh, that's pretty cool. And we went shopping, and I bought an apartment at 19. And I bought it without my mother as the guarantor. I was in my second year of university. I rented out the second room. My mortgage was about 110 a week. The second room rented out for 90 a week with power and water and all that sort of stuff. It worked out about 40 bucks a week. And I wouldn't have been able to get a share room for that anywhere. So it turned out to be a really great investment. I've still got that property, and I've kept buying property and that sort of stuff. I have made mistakes. I've bought properties that I shouldn't have bought. Fortunately, one of those was very easy to get out of with a golden handshake from a company. The second one we took a loss on, but because we took the loss, I think I'd been investing for 13 years by that point. It didn't matter. You know, losing 80 grand on a property actually didn't make much of an impact. It just changed the amount that was in my offset and how much interest I was getting charged on my mortgage. It hasn't changed my lifestyle. So I'm in an extremely fortunate position, but it's because my mother taught me early. She taught me as a teenager. I learned and I listened and I made good decisions. And when I made mistakes, I learned from them. So imagine if our children grew up with those kinds of financial skills. Imagine if they understood debt, if they didn't go using credit cards and getting car loans before they had assets. Imagine if they saved huge chunks of money. What would happen? Our society would be better off. We would have less people unemployed. We would have fewer people miserable. We would have fewer people worrying about how they're going to get a roof on their head. We would have less Centrelink bills. We would have people retiring on pensions that meant they could have a decent lifestyle instead of trying to make 400 bucks a week, feed them, house them, and, you know, and clothe them, which is a real stretch. Our society would really benefit, and we personally would benefit because, like, if your kid goes and buys a property when they're 19 and moves into it and rents out the other house, then your kid's out of the house. They're not there when they're 30. I love my children, but I want them to have their own lives. If we can empower young people to make awesome decisions about money and teach them how to learn about the mistakes they make, straight away, before they go through all that crap of getting into bad debt or making bad decisions or buying their principal place of residence before they invest in anything, we can have a huge difference in the world. And I've seen it. I've seen it with my clients. And what breaks my heart is when they come to me after they've been through all that. They know that they have made a bad choice. They might have lost everything. I've met so many people that lost their home and their investments. Now they have to rent. They're in their 40s or their 50s because they didn't understand that they were doing, or they took bad financial advice. And again, that's on your head. You have to know what to say yes to and what to say no to. They come at that point and I feel like, oh my God, what if we had been able to get to you when you were a teenager? What a difference that would have made to your life. But the wonderful thing is now those people are looking at their kids and seeing an opportunity to help them learn from their mistakes. And instead of money being a taboo subject that you don't want to talk about and, oh, don't ask, now they're talking about money with their kids and they're teaching them these wonderful skills early in life. And I just feel wonderful about the difference that's going to make for them. There's also been a proliferation of kidpreneurs. Kids starting businesses because they want more money, which is exactly what happened to me. And if that happens, then, you've got some teenagers running around with a few $1,000s that they can then invest in some shares or start thinking about a property. Well, what a great problem to have. So that is why I do what I do. I do it because I think it's going to make a huge difference to our society. I do it because we don't teach it in schools yet. We don't teach comprehensive personal finance, and it's sad. But if your parents didn't learn, then how are you going to learn? So that's why I have Money School. That's why I do what I do. And if you'd like to check out my blog, I've got heaps of free articles on there that you can read about how to talk to your kids about money, how to pay pocket money, and all sorts of things about investing and borrowing and debt. So I hope you enjoy it. Go and check out my site, and I'll see you tomorrow with my offer. Cheers. Bye.